All right, fourth graders, we are on Unit 5, Week 4, and our story this week is called Antarctic Journal. So you can get your word collector out and be ready to learn some new words this week. Our first word is convergence. So a sentence using the word convergence is, we can see the convergence of 4 beams of light. So if you look at this picture, you see that there's 4 beams of light, and it says that they are converging. So I want you to make that prediction in your word collector based on the picture clues and the sentence clues, what you think convergence means. So convergence is the act or process of meeting at a point. Convergence is the act or process of meeting at a point. So those beams of light were meeting at one point. So here's some other pictures or examples of convergence. So we have some train tracks, and the different train tracks, they are meeting at the same point, so they are converging. And then we have a picture of a bunch of different highways that are converging, and they're meeting at different points. Our next word is continent. All of Earth's continents are shown on this map. Continent. So this may be a familiar word to you, especially looking at this picture. So go ahead and make that prediction about what continent means. A continent is one of the 7 great masses of land on the Earth. So a continent is one of 7 great masses of land on the Earth. So if we take a look at this map right here, these are all of the 7 continents labeled. So we have North America, which is where we live, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica is there at the bottom. So these would be the 7 land masses or the 7 continents of the world. Our next word is icebergs. Only the tips of these icebergs shown above water. So only the tips of these icebergs are being shown above the water. So use this picture and this sentence to think about what does icebergs mean. Go ahead and write that down. So icebergs are large masses of ice detached from a glacier and floating in the sea. So if you take a look at this picture of an iceberg, you can see that it's floating in the water, and that a lot of it is also underwater. So the majority of an iceberg is going to be underwater, and then you can see a little bit of it above the water, the sea level there. So an iceberg is a large mass of ice that has been detached from a glacier, and it's just floating in the sea. When I think of icebergs, I think of the Titanic, how the Titanic sunk because they hit a very large iceberg. Our next word is depart. Sentence using the word depart is, they are sad because one of them must depart. So if we look at this picture, these 2 people are sad because one of them must depart. So go ahead and make that prediction about what you think depart means based on these clues. So to depart is to go away or leave. To depart is to go away or leave. So think about, why should you arrive to the airport at least an hour before your flight is due to depart? So why should you arrive to the airport at least an hour before your flight is due to go or leave or depart? If you've ever been on an airplane, you know that you have to go through security, you have to find your gate, you have to do a lot of different things before your plane is ready to depart or leave. Maybe you think about what are some things you do in the morning before you're ready to depart for school? What are some routines you have in order to get ready for the day before you leave for school every morning? Our next word is heaves. This man heaves a barbell. This man heaves a barbell. So if we look at this picture, it's someone working out at a gym. They're using some weights and saying that he is heaving this barbell. So think about what heaves means and write that down in your word collector. So heaves means lifts with force or effort. So to lift with force or effort is to heave. So think about if someone heaves a box, is it probably heavy or light? So if you needed to throw a box with a lot of force and a lot of effort, you had to heave it, would that mean that it is heavy or light? You would probably think that that box would definitely be heavier because you have to put a lot of force and effort into it and have to heave that box. Our next word is forbidding. This water looks forbidding. So I want you to take a look at this picture and take a look at the water. It says that this water looks forbidding. And think about, what does that water look like? Maybe how does that water make you feel? What synonyms maybe pop into your head for forbidding based on what that water looks like? So forbidding means causing fear or dislike or looking dangerous or unpleasant. So it means causing fear or dislike or looking dangerous or unpleasant. So that water in that picture we just looked at, the water looked maybe dangerous or unpleasant. Wouldn't be water that you would want to go swim in. So forbidding isn't a positive thing. So think about, would an abandoned house full of dust, spiderwebs, and mice be forbidding or not forbidding? I would definitely think that a house like that would be forbidding. Okay, you would probably feel a lot of dislike or might have some fear in going to a house that was abandoned and had those things in it. Our next word is anticipation. The girls are opening their mouths in anticipation of their food. So they're opening their mouths in anticipation for their food. So if you take a look at their faces, okay, what do you think anticipation means, or how do you think that feels? So anticipation is expectation, the act of anticipating or looking forward to. So if you were eating a burger like that, you would definitely be looking forward to eating that. You would be anticipating the flavor of eating that burger. So if you look at these pictures, these are pictures of people who are in anticipation of something. They're looking forward to something. So if you look at the little girl with the tree behind her, she's probably in anticipation of some Christmas presents, maybe looking forward to opening some presents. So I want you to think about, what is something you have looked forward to recently? What is something you have anticipated happening? Maybe it's going over to a friend's house on the weekend. Okay, maybe it's playing with your little brother or sister. Maybe it's getting to play outside finally in the spring. You were anticipating the nice weather. I know I was. So anticipation means kind of looking forward to something. All right, fourth graders, and that is our last word for this week. You should have 7 total words. Remember to go back and rewind if you need to get those definitions and get some of those examples. Remember that you need to complete all parts of your vocabulary Foursquare. There's every week. Okay, so do not forget to do those other pieces of your Foursquare. All right, thanks for being active listeners, kiddos.